Good morning. How are you guys? Welcome to my channel where I am Ebony and I talk about daily stories or things that happen to me in my life, shedding some light, giving tips and advice. This is the lifestyle, baby. Anyways, let's hop right into it. So I'm gonna be talking about the time that I almost got kidnapped. So yeah, while I do my makeup, it's just gonna be a simple look. It's not gonna be anything too extra. So let's hop right into the story. So one time I had met this guy on Tinder, right? He was cute. Okay. I thought he was really cute. And we had been talking for about a week, but it was just giving me major red flags because the dude had like blurry pictures. So when we swiped right, he was like 23 to 25 miles away from me, somewhere between 20 and 30 miles away from me. And that's like an hour away. It's not too far. So I was willing to make the drive because I thought he was cute. But something about his pictures was just really sus to me. It was giving me bad energy. So, anyways, we talked for about a week on Tinder. And it was all cool and games and everything. It was fun. We had good conversations and it wasn't like anything was giving me bad like vibes about him. Bad juju, whatever you want to call it. Nothing was just like screaming, "Don't do it." No. So, I gave him my number and we were talking and we were having a good little conversation. Like we were good. Um, but then he started sending a whole bunch of pictures of his boy, and I just felt like that was kind of rude. He just kept sending a whole bunch of pictures of his boy, and I kind of felt like that was rude. It's like, you're talking to me. Why are you talking about your boy? Like, why are you? I'm using the wrong thing. I'm like, you're talking to me. Like, why do you keep talking about your boy? If you like me, then why do you keep talking about your boy? Anyways, that's besides the point. So, yeah, we're talking and we're talking and we're talking. And he's sending me pictures of his boy constantly to the point where I'm just like, do you like her? Like, so let me tell you a little bit about his boy. So his boy is a lady who dresses as a man. I'm not really 100% sure what you call those kind of people. Now, I'm not trying to be rude and I'm not trying to be like those people, blah, blah, blah. Please don't get me wrong. I just know that I will get canceled if I say the wrong thing, and I really don't want to get canceled. So, yeah. So, he just kept talking about his boy, and I was like, who's your boy? And then he started sending me pictures of his boy. And mind you, like, his boy is pretty nice looking. He said it's a girl and she's a truck driver as well. And I was like, oh, cool. What kind of, like, that must be cool work or whatever, whatnot. And he was like, yeah, it is. And he was telling me more about his boy and everything to the point where it was just like, okay, you keep talking about this girl like this is your girlfriend or something. Like, why are you on a dating app looking for somebody when you already have somebody? So, anyways, fast forward to maybe a week or two after us talking and everything, I decided, well, my baby was going over my aunt's house because they wanted to babysit her. And I said, cool. So I had just got off work and I got off work at like 10 o'clock. I dropped my baby off and that was around like 10:30. I was going to go home, but then I was like, I really don't want to be bored. So I hit dude up. Well, no, he called me. We were talking on the phone and he was like, let's go on a date. I'm in your city. And I was like, what do you mean you're in your city? And he was like, I'm not from here. I'm from Indiana. So I don't be over here often. And I was like, you're from Indiana? And why are you looking for a relationship? And he was like, I just think you're really pretty and I want to get to know you. And I was like, oh, you're so sweet. And he got me right then and there when he said I was cute like that. I was like, why not? A free meal. Who don't want a free meal? Free drink, free meal. So I get dressed up. I put some heels on, my cute little stilettos. I put some heels on. I put some bell-bottom jeans and a pink shirt. And it's like a pink crop top. So I decide to, go. And by this time, it was 11 o'clock when I left my house. When I got there, it was midnight. And at this time, like, let me just describe the drive. The drive there, so the drive there was weird. It was like the whole time, it was a very eerie feeling. Like, I kept feeling like, traffic was off, so that postponed me. It made the time weird, and it made me late. And then on top of that, just that part, I almost got hit. And then another thing that happened, I was just like, maybe I shouldn't go on this date. Like, it was just really eerie driving there. So when I was driving there, I kept debating if I wanted to turn around, because a lot of things happened on that trip there. Like, the drive there was weird, all types of stuff. It was just strange. And I was like, maybe this is God telling me I shouldn't go on a date with him. So, anyways, I finally get there after the worst traffic I've ever seen in my life, going towards Cobb County. Um, and I'm like, why is it so busy out? It's a Friday night, mind you. And it's like, okay, yeah, it's a Friday, but this traffic was ultimately like way worse than any traffic I've ever seen. It was like spaghetti drunk junction on the highway. So I was a little eerie about that. So when I get there, we decided to go to Applebee's because it's so late. I wanted to go to Texas Roadhouse, but we ended up going to Applebee's. But because it was so late, and uh, when we get in Applebee's, well, first of all, let me tell you what happened. So I pull up and I'm fixing my shoe, because if some people don't do it, I do it. When I drive, I take my shoes off. I know that's illegal. Anyways, I don't care. I do it. So I take my shoes off when I drive. So, dang, I lost what I was saying. But yeah, when I'm driving, I take my shoes off. So I'm fixing my shoes and I'm getting myself together, because I'm just like, something's just off. Something's weird. Something's giving no. But I still decided to go. I still decided to go see what this guy was on. And I wasn't going to turn down a free meal, like, period. Who turns down a free meal? So I'm putting on my shoes, minding my business. Dude comes up to the car and he tries to open my door, but my door is locked. Like, everybody's door should be locked when they're in their car. So it scared me. So I grabbed my pepper spray and I'm like, who the fuck is this trying to open my door? And he's like, Ebony, and he's still pulling on the door. And I'm like, what? Why are you pulling on my door like that? So I hurry up. I don't even tie my shoes up because I have heels on, and it has this little thing where you go around the leg and then you strap it. So at this point, I just felt a little uncomfortable by that, and I decided to just go ahead and get out the car without finishing putting on my shoes, because I'm like, why would he come to my door and just do that? That's not smart. I had grabbed my pepper spray and everything because he was really finna get sprayed if he opened the door. So I get out the car and he's like, oh, you're so beautiful. And I'm like, thank you. And I'm smiling hard, cheesing hard, whatever, whatnot. And he's like, yeah. And he's just staring at me like I'm a piece of candy or something. And like, it was weird for a second. But then he's like, you want to go inside, get some food? And I was like, yeah, let's go. So he holds my hand as we're going in. And I think it's cute. I think it's very, very sweet that he wants to hold my hand. And yeah, so we're walking toward the entrance of the building of Applebee's. Mind you, I still haven't tied up my shoe, so I tell him, give me a second, let me fix my shoe. And he was like, all right, that's fine. So I bend down, and when I bend down, I don't bend down like this because I don't want him to be looking at my butt. You feel me? My little booty. So I bend down like this, and I start fixing my shoe still. So as I'm fixing my shoe, I look up and I see him taking a picture of me, and I'm like weirded out by that, like, excuse you. And I was like, did you just take a picture of me? And he was like, yeah. He was like, you're just so beautiful. And it kind of weirded me out a little bit. I was like, not him taking a picture of me. But I shook it off and I was like, okay, whatever. So we go inside Applebee's, and mind you, it's midnight. So they are getting ready to close at 1 o'clock. And so the waitress comes up to us and she's like, well, we close at 1 o'clock. She was like, you can either sit at the bar or we can serve you tomorrow. And I was like, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I really don't want to be here anyway, is what I'm telling myself in my head. And he's like, we can sit at the bar, because he really wanted to see me. So we sit at the bar. And, well, before we get seated at the bar, she said, give me 1 second. We have a lot of people here right now. So when somebody leaves, I'll sit you. And he was like, that's fine. So we're standing in line, and dude is being extremely loud, like extremely loud. Like, when I say he's talking like da 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 da, boo da da, do do do, ba da 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 da, do. And I was like, why is he so loud? In my head, I'm like, why is he so loud? Like, I'm standing right next to you. You don't have to scream. You don't have to yell or scream. Like, anyways, so yeah, that made me uncomfortable, and it slick made me irritated. So I'm listening. Then two more women walk in behind us, and mind you, these women were being very, very rude. They were talking about us while we were standing right there. She was like, look at them, look at what she got on, her shirt is da 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 da, this blah blah blah, this and that and this and that. And I get irritated by that. Like, I get a real hot attitude after that, because I'm like, why don't you just say it to my face? Like, I can hear you. You talking loud enough for us to hear you, and you being rude. But dude isn't paying attention. He's being oblivious and naive, and he's still yelling mad loud. So the whole situation was just making me mad. So I'm standing there listening to my surroundings, tapping my foot like this, back and forth, and I'm batting my legs back and forth because I'm uncomfortable and I'm ready to go. At this point, now I got a huge attitude, and it's like the date ain't even worth it no more. Like, already on the way here, I had an eerie feeling that something was gonna be off, and then when I get here, it's already some BS. So finally, the lady comes and she sits us down, and I'm happy, I'm relieved. So we sitting at the bar, and it's nothing but black people surrounded by us. And I'm not gonna lie, I felt a little bit more comfortable. I felt a little bit more safe, even though it probably wasn't safe. I felt a little bit more safe because it's like, my people, what's up, what's good, what's up. So we sitting there, and we're sitting there, and we're talking. We start off having a good conversation, and then he gets back to talking about his boy. So that's irritating me again, because I already asked him once, like, what is it, do you like her or something? And he was like, no, that's my boy. So we back here again, and he's still talking about his boy. So I'm getting a little bit more irritated again, because it's like, we're on a date. We're supposed to be learning about each other, not you talking about your best friend, your guy friend, or whoever you're. So he's study going on about his friend and his friend this, his friend that. So I'm getting irritated even more. So I just had the courage, and I'm like, what does your boy go by? Like, what is your bro's pronouns? I don't want to call her or he if she wants to go by they or them, because I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be disrespectful. I want to call her the right thing, just so I'm not calling her the wrong thing. And he was like, I kid you not, mind you, he's just talking, yelling, he's smiling hard, he's like looking scary, okay? So I kid you not, he had the nerve, and mind you, this is a white guy, let's call him Jack. He wasn't paying attention to his surroundings when he said what he said. He said, my friend goes by, I'm dead, nigga. I was like, there's nothing but black people around us. Do you not understand? Black people will punch you in the face for saying stuff like that. Not all black people. But at this point, I'm like, he has the balls and the courage to say that. And like, I could have punched him. I could have slapped the shit out of him, threw a drink in his face or anything, because I could have felt disrespected, which I kind of did feel disrespected a little bit, because it's like, you don't know me for you to be saying that. Like, you're just so comfortable and we boyfriend and girlfriend or something. So that there was enough for me to just be like, I'm gonna go to the restroom, is what I told him. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the restroom, because I'm uncomfortable at this point. Like, you just put me in a situation that could have got us into a fight. So at this point, I'm like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. He was like, okay. So mind you, I only have my purse, my shoes, all that stuff, all that good stuff. That's it. I have like a little small purse, and that was it with me. So I take my purse and all of my belongings, and I go to the restroom. So I'm in the bathroom for about 5 to 10 minutes looking for an escape. Now, the only escape route that they have, okay, so the way the Applebee's is set up was the bar was smack dead in the middle. Then you walk past the bar, the front door is right there. And then to the right-hand side is more tables and stuff. And then the bathrooms is back here to the left-hand side. And then behind the bathroom is an exit door and the kitchen to where the employees work. So when I go in the bathroom, I look around. There is nowhere for an escape. There's no windows, there's no nothing. It's just stalls and a mirror and sinks. That's it. No windows up there for me to climb onto the toilet and exit, because your girl was looking for an escape route. So I was sitting in there and I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking, and I don't see no escape route in sight besides the back door. So I'm getting mad because I'm like, I don't want to be here anymore. This date is not giving what it's supposed to give. Like, at this point, I'm feeling very, very uncomfortable, because it's like, dude, Why would you say that? Why would you put me in a situation like that? I don't want to have to defend you because I'm not. I don't know you. Why would I defend you if somebody punched you in the face? So, yeah. Anyways, I go back out there because I was not successful finding an escape route. And I go sit down and we're talking again and I'm pretending to be okay. Like that shit didn't bother me. And he ordered my drink for me. So when he ordered my drink for me, I'm like, "Oh, you ordered my drink." He was like, "Yeah, I got us both the same thing." And I was like, "Okay." So I go, sorry y'all. So I go and I sit down and he orders our drinks for us. They didn't ask me for my identification or nothing. They just bring us two drinks out. So we're sitting there and I'm not drinking my drink because at the time I was coming down with a cold. So uh, it just made me, I was just uncomfortable, honestly. Like the whole situation was just giving me uncomfortable vibes. Like everything about it was just uncomfortable. And he's just acting like everything's oh so cool. My camera stopped. But he's just acting like nothing's wrong. Like he didn't do nothing wrong. He just minded his merry-go business, going about his day. And I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta fix it to where I usually fix it. Because, mind you, I haven't did my makeup in forever. I don't do makeup no more. I do makeup. I do other people's makeup. But I don't do my own makeup. So, please excuse me. So, I'm just feeling a little uncomfortable. I'm just like, this dude is really like not paying attention to the things he's saying and how he's treating the date. So they bring our food out after we order our food. We're eating. He keeps telling me to drink my drink. He's like, "You gonna drink your drink? I bought it. You gonna drink your drink? I bought it. You gonna drink your drink? I bought it." And I'm like, okay. So I was coming down with a cold, so I just hurried up and drank my drink. And I didn't get buzzed or anything because I was not feeling good, so I couldn't taste the alcohol at all. So after that, I just drank my drink and I hurry up and eat my food. Now, me personally, I don't eat my food all the way. I'll eat little portions of it and then say I'm full and save it for later. So when I'm at home, it's not that I'm afraid to eat in anybody's face because I real quick. So yeah, and my camera cut off. So yeah, I have an attitude about the whole situation. From one, the drive there, it was an eerie feeling. Once we got in there, and him saying I'm that nigga, the way he's talking, the way he's acting. So I hurry up and I eat my food and I'm ready to get out. I'm ready to go. So at this point, I'm ready to dip. So I tell him I'm done. I'm done eating. So he pays for the food and we go about our day. So we're walking to my car and he's like, "I want to go on a walk." And I'm like, "I don't." We're in a place where it's like, how do I explain it? It's a road that leads into a dark alleyway. Like it leads into multiple dark alleyways because there's multiple businesses there. So at this point, I'm like, I really don't want to go on a walk. I'm ready to go home. I have to go to work in the morning. I didn't. I worked in the afternoon at the time, but he didn't know that. So I told him I had to go to work in the morning, and he was like, "Please, just go on a walk with me, please." And then he just grabs my hand and starts walking me with him. So, which is uncomfortable. I'm like, "Not you pulling me." That's exactly what I said. I said, "Not you pulling me." And he was like, "Let's go on a walk. I thought women love long walks." I said, "Yeah, women love long walks on the beach, on at sunset or during sunrise, not at midnight down a dark alleyway." And he's like, "It's beautiful." And we're talking and we're walking and like I'm just feeling really uncomfortable. So at first we went to the light where there were cars and people could see us, and then he started walking me towards a dark alleyway. So at this point I'm starting to get real uncomfortable. So I tell him I'm ready to go now. And he's like, "But I don't want you to go. I don't want you to leave." And I said, "Well, it's not really your decision. It's mine." So I yank him because it's like you're pulling me down a dark alleyway. You could be trying to sell me to a sex trafficker. I don't know what you're trying to do. I don't know what your plan is. I don't know what your goal is. So I pull him. I yank him towards me like this with one hand. And I said, "I'm going home right now." And he was like, "Okay, okay." So we start walking back towards my car and I just break off from him and I walk to my car. I get in my car, I close the door, and I lock it, and I let my window down. And he's like, I don't want you to go. And I was like, well, I have to go to work in the morning, so I gotta go. So he's like, please don't go, just come up to my room. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna come up to your room. I don't feel comfortable doing that. He's like, I'm not gonna do anything. And I was like, yeah, but I gotta go to work in the morning. I just feel comfortable going home. And he was like, please just come up to my room. And I was like, no, I'm gonna go home. And he was like, please. And I was like, no. So he was like, I put a stack on the table. And I was like, I'm still gonna go home. And he was like, I'll put 2 stacks on the table. And I was like, no, I'm just gonna go home. And he was like, I'll put 3 stacks on the table, and if I try to touch you, then you can go. I was like, I was debating at the time, because it's like $3,000 on the table just to tell me you're not going to touch me. I might take it, but I'm just gonna go out there and take the money. But then again, I'm like, he's white. I just got out of a relationship with the white guy who called the police on me for taking a cat. Nah, I'm good. Like, they were really trying to take me to court and all types of stuff. So, no, I'm good. I'm good. So I tell him, no, I'm all right. I'm going to go home. I have to work in the morning. I have to go pick up my baby tomorrow. I just feel more comfortable going home. And he's like, please. So dude starts crying. And he's like, I love you. And I was like, you love me? You don't even know me. And he's like, I want you to be my wife. I want to marry you. Also, I didn't tell you, when we were inside of the place, he called his mom. And he told his mom that I was his girlfriend. And I was like, and then he made me, like, he called her on FaceTime. So at this point, I was like, I'm not his girlfriend. I'm just some girl he met on Tinder. That's exactly what I told his mom. Me and his mom had a good conversation. And she was like, I hope to see you again. I was like, he probably won't. But, yeah. So he was like, when he called his mom, that was really weird to me. And I told him when I got to my car, I was like, yeah, that's weird. I'm not your girlfriend. I'm probably not going to be your girlfriend. You're a truck driver who owns your own company, and you're gone for like 24 hours or longer at a time. So no, I don't want to be with you. And you scare me. Like, straight up, you scare me. So I'm sitting in my car and I'm talking to dude, and we're talking and we're talking and we're talking, and he's really trying to convince me to go to his room. I say no. And I was like, once he started crying, it made me really uncomfortable, because I'm like, what is wrong with dude? Like, why is he acting like this? So when he starts acting like that, I just go ahead and just like come up with an excuse real quick. I was like, how about this? When I get home, I'll give you a call and tell you that I made it home. And he was like, yeah. His face lights up real quick and he's back to smiling. And I'm just like, okay, cool. So I'm giving him the rundown of what I'm gonna do. Like, yeah, I'm gonna call you when I get home, tell you that I made it home safe. We can go on a date next weekend. And he was like, cool, I'll drive down from Indiana to come back and we can go on another date. Literally, once I drove off that parking lot, I kid you not, I wish the fuck I would go back out with him. I literally blocked him, and on the way home, I was like, you're stupid. You could have got kidnapped. You could have got sex trafficked. You don't even know. This dude literally could have drugged your drink. You didn't pay attention to your drink at all. He could have put something in your drink. All this types of stuff. I was just thinking so hard on it. And I was like, wow, I really could have got kidnapped. But I wasn't even paying attention. I was being naive and oblivious because I was trying to be nice. But, like, people, take that stuff serious, because that was awakening moment for me, because it made me realize, like, people really out here doing crazy stuff. Like, dude was so oblivious and naive that he wasn't trying to do it, but he could have. And that's the scary part. He could have kidnapped me. And I wouldn't have even known. I wouldn't have even known, because I'm so freaking nice. What the heck is on this? What the heck? But yeah. After that, I was just like, nope. I'm not doing that again. That was my biggest waking moment, and it made me realize that it's not safe out here. This is the finished look. I need to lay my edges, that's for sure. But yeah. So yeah, back to the story. The scariest part of the whole thing is that dude was just so naive and oblivious to everything that was going on, and it just made things seem very odd. He was very strange to me. He was making me feel very uncomfortable. The way he was talking, the way he was acting, the way he was just being. And it's like, this isn't my first rodeo ever having a jump scare or ever being scared because some dude is making me feel uncomfortable, or I've been out in surroundings where it just feels like, oh my gosh, I need to hurry up and leave. This is not a good scene. This is not okay. This is not fine. Um, it's just, you guys need to be careful out here. You need to pay attention to everything. Don't be oblivious and naive like I was, because I was being very naive and very oblivious, trying to be super nice, and really, it could have cost me my life. And I'm a mom, a single mom at that. So if I would have got kidnapped or sex trafficked or anything, nobody knew where I was, nothing. You should always tell somebody where you're going. Somebody should always know where you're going, whether it's a friend, a family member, it doesn't matter who. Somebody should always know. And then on top of that, you should just be aware of your surroundings. Be aware who you're going on a date with. Just be aware, because you never know what could happen. I was very lucky that night because, I mean, and then mind you, after, I keep saying mind you, but after I blocked him and everything, for like several months after, because this was last year, several months after, up until recently, I have been getting money from a random person, and I'm just gonna say, um, the cash tag for this person was not the person's name, at least so I thought, and I was like, who is this random person sending me money? They kept sending me $1 every now and then, $25, and be like, for snacks or whatever. And I was like, who is this? So this last time they sent me $150, and I was like, that's a lot of money. Who the fuck is this? And they left their number and it said, call me. So I was really interested to see who it was. And when I called the number, immediately I heard his voice, and I was like, it's you sending me money? How did you get my cash app? And he was like, you don't remember giving it to me? And I was like, no, I had to be fucking drunk to give you my goddamn Snapchat or anything like that. And he was like, yeah, you gave me your cash app. You don't remember giving it to me? I really don't recall giving him my cash app at all. But he had been sending me money all this time. And he was like, I miss you. You're so beautiful. I want to see you again. I was like, no. And instantly blocked. But yeah, that is my nightmare Tinder story. I have so many more stories from nightmare Tinder stories and me being somebody's nightmare. If you want to listen to that, tune in, like, subscribe, follow, and turn on that push notification. So when I post every Saturday, every Wednesday, and every Saturday, you're going to be like, what? Yes, I have some funny stories. I have some great details in these stories. This story was kind of bland, but I got some really juicy stories to tell. So just add me, follow me, like, subscribe, follow me on YouTube, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Snapchat, follow me on TikTok. Bye.